Notice is hereby given that Erath County Commissioners Court will meet in regular session on Monday, June 23rd, 2025 at 9 a.m. in the second floor of Commissioners Courtroom at Erath County Courthouse, Stephenville, Texas, to consider the following agenda items for discussion and possible action. We'll start this morning with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For invocation today, Mr. Kurt Blackscook.
Well, welcome.
Good morning.
It's a good Monday.
It is.
Isaiah 58:9 says, if you call, the Lord will answer. If you cry for help, he will show up. Then the Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land and will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail. Father, we thank you for the truth of your word. We thank you for the promises in it. And we ask you today, Lord, to help us to just notice all the blessings you've given us. We thank you for the rain we've received, and we ask for more. We thank you, Lord, for the prosperity in our county. We thank you for the good people that you've given to us. We thank you for our workers, the staff, the elected officials. We thank you for the good people of Erath County who call this place home and make it a great place to live. We do understand, though, Lord, we do have an obligation to cry out and call to you and continue to keep our eyes upon you. So, Lord, help us in all of our prosperity and all of the goodness that we see. Help us not to become arrogant or prideful. Help us always stay humble and be willing to be a servant to our fellow citizens. We love you so much, and we ask the blessing upon this meeting and all the business that takes place. And please keep our county safe and keep our eyes upon you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Item number 3 is public comments. I have no public comment sheets in front of me. Do I have anybody from the public that would like to speak today? Seeing none, we'll move into item 4, which is a discussion and action to allow the county to pay for tire disposal service at a cost of $3,000.
We've had for the past couple of years the grant, we got the furnished the trailer, but we filled that trailer up and I think we've done by like 10 o'clock, and still have them out in the tires that have been collected since then. I've had several people call asking if we're going to do another one, so there's still a demand for it. And I whole lot rather people bring their tires in than throw them on the creek somewhere. We have to dig them out of the ditch and whatnot. Anyway, I was going to see if we could maybe buy a trailer, I guess you could say. Pay for one round and on.
Okay.
It costs the county $3,000.
Is that's how much it would cost? That's from the tire service per trailer? Okay.
Not really, if we can include that. I'd like to go back down, because we done the same thing in Dublin here probably a month and a half, 2 months ago, the same time they did, and like he said, by 10 o'clock, we had the trailer loaded, and we turned back probably as many tires as we put 700 and something tires on the trailer, and we probably turned back 1,000 tires, and people kept bringing. We didn't have room for ours, so we just,
Okay.
There's no doubt we could fill 2 trailers.
yes, we filled 2 trailers with that stuff.
If we have the extra money somewhere. Kent, is there anything available to pay for this? Is there any money available anywhere that we can utilize to pay for this? Yes.
And actually, when we done it in Dublin, we worked with the city over there, and I mean, the city and the inmates basically done the work and everything, and it went great over there. And Dublin said they'd be more than willing to let if we wanted to do it, participate again,
With the help of the labor.
with the help of the labor.
Okay. So it sounds like really what we're looking for is to do a cost of $6,000.
Basically $6,000.
Here. Okay. entertain a motion then.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve, spend $3,000 per trailer on for tire disposal.
I'll second that.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Ray, a second by Commissioner Stevens to spend, to pay for two.
Pay for two, yes, that's what I was just adding, that we need to change that.
Pay for two tire disposal trailers at a cost of $6,000 total. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That will be approved. Item number 5, discussion and action to award bid for Mountain Lakes overlay. This was a bid we opened a while, last court, I believe we opened it last court. And Commissioner Edwards is back, and I'll turn it over to you, my friend.
It's several locations in Mountain Lakes that we're gonna do overlays on and trying to level up and smooth some of the pavements out. We only had one contractor wanted to bid it. Again, it's $2.65 a square foot for a 3-inch overlay and $3.50 a square foot for 4-inch overlay. And we have different varying amounts, but I think it's a fair deal, and we need the work done, and they're willing to do it for this $252,000 and $252,900 is the bid. I'm all for it because we need the work done.
I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid for Mountain Lakes from DFW Pavers.
Second.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Edwards, a second by Commissioner Buck to approve the bid from DFW Paving in the amount of $252,900 for Mountain Lakes overlay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That will move forward. Item number 6 is discussion and action to allow the county clerk to enter into a software service agreement with Tyler Technologies for land records.
This will allow the county clerk land section to move to the cloud. Right now, we have our own server, and it's gonna be time to do something like get a new one or whatever. So Colby and I discussed it and agreed that the cloud would probably be our best choice.
Okay.
I hope this part of Tyler is better than their time clocks.
Time clocks, that's right.
Time clocks actually isn't Tyler. Yeah, it's not even actually Tyler.
I was told it was
That's what
Tyler.
it says on every email we get.
That's right, they told me every email it says it's Tyler.
It's encode to Tyler to something, right? Executive. It's a, yeah. All right, and this is a
I would pay from this with my record preservation
record
funds.
preservation funds. Let's just clarify for everybody. It has certain things it has to be spent on, and this is one of them. So, yes, ma'am. All right, any questions from Ms. Gwenda?
I'll make a motion to allow the county clerk to enter into a software agreement, service agreement with Tyler Technologies for land records.
I'll second it.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Stevens, a second by Commissioner Ray to allow the county clerk to enter into a software service agreement with Tyler Technologies for land records. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That will move forward. Thank you, ma'am. Item 7, discussion and action to approve service agreement between Erath County Tax Office and GovPay Services. Good morning.
Morning. I failed to bring their proposal with me. Is that what you
Do you
have?
want it?
Yes. Yes, that'd be it.
Try it. There you go. You'll make it.
Okay, so GovPay is a new credit card processing company. We currently use Zift. We are having some issues with monies getting stuck in the cloud. It's taking a couple of days to chase it, things like that. So GovPay is something I've looked into. There is, actually their rates are quite a bit cheaper. So right now it does charge the taxpayer with our current system that we use 3.2% of the total in which they are paying, whether it's taxes or motor vehicle, it's 3.2%. Across the board, unless you're using American Express. American Express does charge 4%, and the taxpayer currently is who is charged for that. This new system is, actually their rates are quite a bit cheaper. So, like for example, a debit card with a PIN, the credit debit card with no PIN. If they're face-to-face, it's 2.5%. With a minimum of $3. With a debit card with a PIN is 1.95. And then if they do it online, making their payments, it's 2.5%, whereas right now our online system is exactly the same as if they were there in person at the 3.2. Also, our e-checks currently is $5 online. This is gonna be $2 online. Our e-check system is like a 7-ish day to 10-day right now turnaround, which tends to cause some issues if, there's a delay in funding or anything like that. This one is like a 3 to 5 day turnaround, so we will have the funds quicker with this company as well. And then one of the things right now is the taxpayers paying 3.25% as well on their tax amount. So whatever their tax amount is, they're paying the total on that. This company is doing a flat rate, so it's like $1 until you get to $100, and then after you hit a certain amount, it is literally just $100. So flat rate, no matter if you're paying $25,000 in taxes down to whatever amount in taxes, there is a cutoff line there, so it is going to save them on the taxpayer end as well with this new system. And they will integrate with, they work closely with Southwest Data, and so they've worked together as a team multiple times.
Any questions? Any questions from money in, money out? All right. If not, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Erath County's tax office and GovPay services.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Edwards, a second by Commissioner Buck to approve the service agreement between Erath County Tax Office and GovPay Services. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's approved. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Go get it.
Sound like a good deal.
Thank you. Item 8, discussion and action to approve petty cash for Dublin Tax and Motor Vehicle Office.
So what we're looking for is our current, the Dublin office currently does not have, they only have $50 that they're using to make change. So one customer comes in and they're out of change. And with the just construction and things that are going on, they just can't just run across the street right now. And their foot traffic is elevated there, and considering to the, historical statistics. And so I do think it's time that we do allow them at this point to have a bank per se to make change during the day before their bank run. The current office over here has 500. I do think right now we need like 250 would be appropriate for Dublin for what we're seeing right now.
Okay. Any questions? Any questions? All right, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve of petty cash for the Dublin Tax Office, Motor Vehicle Office.
Second.
Do we need to put 250 in there?
I don't, yes.
Okay, with a limit of $250.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Ray, second by Commissioner Stevens to allow, approve petty cash for Dublin Tax and Motor Vehicle Office at an amount of $250. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Are you the next one? Nope.
Nope.
You're good.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Keep up the good work.
Yep.
Item 9, discussion and action to approve the resolution for HAVA, HAVA funds as authorized under Section 101 of the Help America Vote Act of 2002 and appointing single point of contact as me.
That's right.
All right.
Yes, we were notified by the Secretary of State that they have additional HAVA funds. And I believe Gwenda had done this in 2020, so there's a resolution on file for it. So we just need a resolution for the HAVA funds that are available now. And this will be used for election-specific upgrades.
Perfect. Any questions? Ms. Lana?
I'll make a motion to approve a resolution for HAVA funds as authorized under Section 101 of the Help America Vote Act of 2002 and appointed a single point of contact as county judge.
Second. I've got a motion by Commissioner Stevens, a second by Commissioner Buck to approve the resolution for HAVA funds as authorized under Section 101 of the Help America Vote Act of 2002 and appointing single point of contact as county judge. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 10, discussion and action to allow Kim Johnson to travel out of state for training. Sheriff's Office. Make a perfect little cup holder.
It does. So, we've sent this deputy once before. It's, how many parts is it? Is it 2-part or 3? It's actually a 3-part school. The long story short of it, it makes her an expert witness on animal cruelty cases. Nothing against the vets, but they don't really want to say, hey, this person is not taking care of their animal because they're going to lose business. We can't score them right now on the cruelty side because we're not certified and we can't go to court and testify. What this is this the first school she went to, I guess she made a good enough impression on them. They have given her a scholarship where we don't have to pay the $2,200. All we have to pay is the travel, which is roughly $250.
Okay. Any questions for the sheriff?
I'll make a motion to allow Kim Johnson to travel out of state for training.
I'll second it.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Stevens, second by Commissioner Ray, to allow Kim Johnson to travel out of state for training. So note it is, we didn't say in there, don't have to in the motion, but it is in Colorado.
Yes.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Approved. Later. Item 11 is on the same topic, discussion and action to accept a scholarship from Code 3 Associates valued at $1,850 for Kim Johnson to attend Equine Investigation Academy Level 2 in Durango, Colorado. Same thing we said here, and it's the one that's in your packet. Well done on getting a scholarship paid for it. So, do I have any questions, or do I hear a motion to accept that scholarship?
I'll make a motion that we accept the scholarship for the Code 3 Associates for Kim Johnson in Durango, Colorado for $1,850.
Second.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Edwards. I got a second by Commissioner Stevens to accept the scholarship from Code 3 Associates valued at $1,850 for Kim Johnson to attend Equine Investigation Academy Level 2 in Durango, Colorado. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That is approved. Item 12, discussion and action to accept a donation valued at $2,344.68 from Roger Williams and Jackalope Customs for a suspension lift kit for the 2025 Jeep Gladiator, which is a unit we own already, Unit 9171.
So they're wanting to use this one to go to conferences, to show what they can do. This company, I believe, come out of nowhere. It's like, hey, we'll give you a lift kit for it, and install it. So it's no skin off our nose. It's gonna make it more eye-popping to the upfitters.
Okay. Any questions for the sheriff? Do I hear a motion?
I didn't even know we had a Jeep Gladiator.
Yeah, it's the one we talked about in the budget where we could get it cheaper and they wanna upfit it and use it at 2 conferences in a year. Just take it up there, park it. We're getting a pretty good deal on the upfit. This free lift. I don't know anything about Jeeps.
But we're using it how for service?
We're using a CID unit right now. We're also supposed to get drone stuff to put in it. The investigator that drives that unit is currently in, what do you call it, air flight school or whatever, to fly drones. Right now, Lieutenant Sutherland is the one who is our pilot. She'll be a pilot, he'll be a pilot, and there'll be a couple others, but we can store all of our drone stuff in one vehicle.
Well, and I can say after the, just preparation for the protest demonstration, whatever you wanna call it, that was here, we had DPS and had, game warden here, and they actually work out of the back of their truck with the drones and have TV monitors and all kinds of stuff so they can set up kind of like a little mobile command area where they're able to throw that up and then have their screens and have everything in there, so.
I've never seen them work. I don't know anything about if they can do fire or not, but we kind of wonder how did we do the things we do before drones come,
Right.
kind of thing, so.
So, any more questions, or do I have a motion for any action?
I'll make a motion to accept the donation valued at $2,344.68 from Roger Williams, Jackalope Customs, to suspend lift kit for a 2025 Jeep.
I'll second it.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Buck, a second by Commissioner Edwards to approve, to accept the donation, valued at $2,344.68 from Roger Williams and Jackalope Customs for a suspension lift kit for our 2025 Jeep Gladiator. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That will move forward. Item 13, don't go for it. Discussion and action to allow Sheriff's Office to travel to Fort Lejeune, North Carolina, to pick up a tracked skid steer.
So this will be, again, multi-purpose, will help us clean out the new pens that we just had built. More importantly, we can get an attachment, build an attachment for it for our SWAT team. The unit itself is not bullet resistant or bulletproof, but the attachment we can actually put on it will be. And that allows, if we do have to go in after an armed subject that is actively firing, gives us something to hide behind that is mobile.
Okay.
Does it run?
I don't believe it is. Most of
What
those
is
are
it?
not running. They'll, for whatever reason, like the four-wheelers, they cut the fuel lines, the oil lines. Whatever has any kind of fluid in it, they cut it. So we're gonna have to,
It's a what? Bobcat?
So if you get this, then you're gonna have a trailer to haul it on. I don't see that, I mean, I understand what you're saying about maybe make it bulletproof or whatever you're talking about, going and building stuff, but I don't, how often are we gonna use it?
hopefully never.
Never, that's right.
So but we will use it to clean the pen with.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, if you clean it out, it's good, so you gotta have a truck or something to haul the logs and stuff, so that's, you're gonna have to borrow one, so why can't you borrow a skid steer? I
guess
don't
I'm
see
not for
that,
it.
I mean, whatever.
What do we need to
What
haul?
year model is this thing, David?
Y'all have one? If we can get a key to y'all's, we can use that, that's fine.
I don't see y'all inconveniencing us. You can use our stuff whenever you need to. If it's in the yard, it's available. I mean, only time it's not available if it's not there, but we very seldom take anything completely and just leave it on the side of the road. Our stuff's in and out and it's back to the yard. I don't see this trustworthy enough to go get a skid steer that you don't know if it runs. You might spend, it's expensive to repair this stuff. It's a $10,000 to $20,000 deal just a hiccup, just to repair it. So then you don't have a trailer to haul it on. Then you have to do all these other attachments to it. So it's kind of defeats the purpose of free. There's no such thing as free, you know, as I know. So that's just my statement. It means nothing.
Thing that Judge just pointed out's got me concerned, the original required value was $17,000.
Yeah, if it's a skid steer, it's not worth anything if it's $17,000.
No, that was the original,
That was the original purchase.
so this thing's
price.
like a 1970 model or something.
right.
Oh, I didn't even look at that.
It's government.
Yeah, but that government usually pays double.
That's right, government pays double what it's worth.
I would have to disagree with that.
Huh?
I would have to disagree with that.
Well, I've seen some of the price tags, some of the stuff we bought in surplus, what they paid for it, what they sell it for.
If you guys, I guess, do they come talk to you, and I know the newer one's got a code you're supposed to punch in and how to get it started. and
That's good, Stu. Does it?
We really don't care, we just,
I mean, I think it'd be better, and like I said, you don't have a trailer to put it on, so you're gonna be borrowing a trailer, you know. Ours is already sitting on the trailer, just come get ours, I mean, we don't care.
Can we work with the sheriff's office and y'all's department on the attachments that would be needed? Here where it could be
at this
built,
point,
stored?
they probably already have the bucket, which is what we'll need to
Yeah, we
clean
got
out
the
that.
bucket.
We'll have to, either build or find the attachment for the SWAT team.
I'd rather see you invest in the attachment than just use our skid steer, you know what I mean? So, we don't use it that often, but when you do need it, you need it, you know, just like we
Right,
always
and
do.
that's
Same-
us.
Same boat y'all are in, I mean, it may sit there for 2 weeks and we don't use it, we may use it for a week solid, you know?
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Right.
It's a handy little tool to have. I think Buck's got one also.
How many do we have?
Two.
Right by.
We just have one out there. I'm the only one that has one here in town. Like I said, it's sitting there on the trailer, ready to go all the time, so I'll go just back in there and get it and go. We don't mind. That'd be me. I mean, I just worry about this, I'm gonna draw all that way to get it and to bring it back and gonna spend another chunk of change getting it going if it'll even go, you know, and a lot of that stuff. I've looked at a bunch of
The
it.
upside for us was there's a Bobcat, I've got a good friend that's a Bobcat guy, and I've talked to him, and he said the same thing, so it could be changing the lines or whatever,
Or it could be a
but he could work on it.
drive motor drive.
Just like ours, they bought it at Skytrack and they drained the oil, but they loaded the thing without any oil in it and burned the pump out. It was a $10,000 pump, and then there's drives and stuff. Cause they take all the oils out of everyone, fuel fluids out of it. They don't care if they fill up, they just fill up the motor and drive it. The hydraulics wouldn't fill up or some other part of it. It kills parts of it. Y'all got any idea what your model this is?
No, he just said he didn't know.
That's what, so for $17,000, I'm gonna say that's probably back in the '80s, '70s. I mean, you're looking at nearly 100,000 more now for new.
Is y'all's a case? I don't know anything about skid steers, but some of the attachments and tractors are different from case to John Deere to.
No. Any skid steer attachment that they don't have to reverse.
Any attachment to it on any of them.
Take one off my New Holland, put on that case, vice versa, same. A bucket off my New Holland, put on that case. Same.
All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
I just hate to see them get it may be, that thing may be the best thing. I don't know. There's a long ways to go to all of them scrap metal.
At this point, I would entertain a motion to approve or deny the sheriff's office travel.
I'll make a motion to deny the travel to pick up skids.
I have a motion by Commissioner Ray. Do I have a second?
I second it.
I've got a second by Commissioner Edwards. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of denial, the sheriff's office to travel to pick up track skid steers, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Keep looking or borrow.
I'm better.
We'll start looking for the attachment.
There you go.
Start getting the attachments, that's what we need.
Item 14, you're good. You can go.
Sit down, Sheriff.
Item 14, discussion and action to approve an interlocal agreement between North Central Texas Emergency Communications District and Erath County. This is a ongoing agreement. This is an agreement we have to have in place with NCT 911, who is the group that manages our, helps manage our 911 system for the North Central Texas COG region. Not all 16 counties are in there because there are Dallas, Tarrant, and Collin have their own, but all the rest of them. And this is just a general service contract, what they provide, what we're supposed to provide, and it's just time for it to be done again. So that's why it is in front of you.
I'll make a motion to approve the interlocal agreement between North Central Texas Emergency Communications and Erath County.
I second it.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Buck, a second by Commissioner Edwards to approve the interlocal agreement between North Central Texas Emergency Communications District and Erath County. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That agreement will go into effect. Item 15 is discussion and action to establish and use an enterprise business account for renting vehicles for county business travel. I think Kent is on this one.
Good morning.
Morning.
So over the past couple of years, we've talked about vehicles and things like that for these conferences, and we have everybody traveling. What we found is they're using their own vehicles. It's if there's hail damage, if there's a broken windshield, if we get T-boned, that kind of stuff, they're out of the use of their vehicle until they get it fixed. And so I wanted to do a little research with Enterprise. We can set up a corporate account and we can rent cars for not much more, or in some cases less than we're paying in reimbursement. And that way it's under the county. We can set up the insurance, the tax exemption, and that way they don't have to take their own cars to conferences and that type of thing. We can make the reservations through our office when someone calls and says, hey, I'm going to a conference down in Austin, and I'm gonna need a car for 3 days. We can book that. And then we pay the bill direct to Enterprise, and so it saves a lot of trouble with reimbursements and that type of thing. And I just wanted to pitch that to y'all. I think it would work out very well, and it takes that liability off of the employee and having to provide their own vehicle to do county business.
Works for me. I mean, it fits within their budget and that's what they want to do, then it sets us up with the account to do that.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of people taking their personal vehicles on a county business trip anymore.
We're just trading money for
I'll
money.
get a new.
We're just trading dollars for dollars.
Right.
We don't want to buy you.
I looked up a trip to College Station. I looked up a trip for a week. I looked up a trip to go to Austin and back for a couple of days. It's ballpark what we're reimbursing now.
We're just trading money.
Yeah.
I'm making a motion to, use enterprise business account for renting vehicles for county business travel.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Stevens, second by Commissioner Ray to approve establishing, or using enterprise business account, or establishing an enterprise business account for renting vehicles for county business travel. Any further discussion? I think like Commissioner Evers just said, it's within their travel budgets and, or continuing education budgets anyway, however they want to do it, one way or the other.
Give them a
So
choice.
we're
If they
not,
want to use
we're
it on
not
the can.
spending more money by any means.
And even if you reimburse somebody for their own right mileage, it's basically we're just trading money.
Right.
Yeah, that was
I don't
one
have a
point. They may still want to use their own vehicle for some reason. That's fine. This is just an option if they don't.
I don't have a personal vehicle that would fit in one of the parking garages down there.
Right.
It definitely becomes a problem in some of the places when you
Either
go
too
to
tall or
Austin.
too long.
Yeah, you have to park outside and hope you come back to not broken windows. All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Thank you, that will
No,
pass.
you're still up.
He's still up. 16, discussion and action on contracting with Cortex for asset tracking devices for county vehicles and equipment.
So again, over the last couple of years, I've been asked if we can track our vehicles, if we can track our equipment, and I've brought information back. We can absolutely do that, and it's a lot cheaper than I thought it would be as well. The proposal that I'm bringing is from Cortex. They're one of the largest in the nation. They charge $12 per month on this initial. I had $14 that I put in the proposal, but it's $12 per month per vehicle. So 50 vehicles is gonna run $7,200 a year to track. The sheriff's office, I visited with them, they're very interested for officer safety, for those reasons. It's employee safety as well. The vehicles, it shows where they're traveling. No one's gonna have the time to sit and watch those vehicles traveling. It's not for that purpose. It's more for where's our asset? Is it in a wreck? Is the officer missing? Is a precinct employee missing? Those kind of things would work very well. It also gives you data on travel speeds, hard braking, so there's some insurance benefits in there if we can prove that we're driving our county vehicles responsibly. There were a lot of different pluses in this. We've had instances where vehicles were stolen in the past few years and couldn't find them. We've had instances where an officer wasn't responding. And so you could look real quick and see where that unit is, know that they were. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir, yeah. No, you're correct, yeah. What it does, it's not sending it anywhere, it just generates a report, and so if you can see one that's constantly over the speed limit, constantly, you know, you're going out of the geofence, for example, you can set a geofence and keep it basic county, and you see one traveling, it would give an exception. We won't send them yours. It's absolutely voluntary too. So if there was a question about that could be a benefit we can provide where our normal drivers are. So the units up front, zero cost. They provide the units. The first year it's $5,400 for the whole program because they're going to give us 3 months free, and they're doing it at $12 per unit per car. There is no long-term contract. We can end it anytime we want to. There's no year-to-year. It's basically year-to-year, month-to-month kind of thing. And so if it doesn't work, we can cancel it, but I think it's a good idea, and I think it could solve a lot of problems once y'all's feedback.
Court?
What all vehicles you planning on putting these on? You said 50 vehicles, I mean, that's
Every one of them.
cover the sheriff's department.
To make it across the board even to everybody, just put it on every one of them that's being used on a regular
You're
basis.
talking probably 100 and something vehicles. Time you count all the semi trucks, then you said
So
50.
10,000 a year.
You talking about putting it on all the pickups and cars?
Everyone that's being used on a regular basis would make the most sense to me.
I mean, I've got 6 pickups, but they ain't drove 300 miles a year. You
Maybe
know,
we need-
Some of them, I mean,
yeah.
we haul fuel, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't see spending that money for a pickup that goes to a blade and sits there all day just to fill it up with fuel at night, come home.
But if it gets stolen for a couple $100 a year, it's pretty cheap insurance, is what our thoughts were when we were looking at it.
Yeah, I've seen, and that's kind of my viewpoint on this, is to be able to, if something gets stolen or something, officer safety is a huge part of this. I think the sheriff and I have talked about this a lot. But on our other equipment, it's theft and things like that. I mean, how did we find the juveniles instantly? Well, they stole a car that had GPS in it, and they were tracking them down the road. So if something's ever stolen, we know something's stolen, we can pinpoint to right where it's at. It's not something that they can take off. It's attached. I mean, I guess they could ultimately if they knew it was even there, but it's under the hood.
It shows when it's disabled.
It shows when it's disabled, you'll be able to go to there. So I personally think it would be a great tool. I've talked to a lot of other organizations, they all do this. It's just a good asset management program, so you know where your equipment is.
We can move into, as Dee has asked in the past, can we put something on a piece of equipment? We had a skid steer stolen with trailer.
Skid steer you're talking about.
They can be put on those if we want, if it's working out. You can stick it on the valuable pieces of equipment that could be stolen or taken.
I mean, as much as things cost these days.
I think it's a great idea, but, one deal I got, like I said, I think for the sheriff department, I mean, I think they should already have it, to tell you the truth
Right.
about that and everything else. But I do have one question. If we get this and somebody actually figure out they're misusing the vehicles or having misused, we've got to have rules set for misuse and that, because no need, if we're gonna sit here and they're doing it, and then you don't punish them for it, what's the use of having it? Why spend this money if we're not gonna? Yeah, so I mean, if we're gonna go this route, which I think is correct, I mean, I'm all for it, but I think if we're gonna have it though, we need to sit down and say, okay, if you're caught misusing this vehicle, you're gonna be punished for it, and we're gonna follow through with the punishment. We're not gonna have it on paper and sit here and then don't follow through like a bunch of other rules in the county we got. That never happens. So if we're gonna take time and do it, we need to go full force.
I think we have rules already. It's up to the individual elected official to hold the people accountable to it that are over those offices.
For me, it's a tool that I can actually see what my employees are doing.
Yes, I agree.
If it's using their equipment or whatever, speed or whatever violation that I need to know. It ain't stuff that I don't wanna know, or, you know, just cause they drive it from there to get fuel in it, as Buck says, who tells that they're driving 90 to there? You know, who knows? I'm not gonna follow you around all day long.
Right.
I just wanna know if there's incidents that happen that are abusive or dangerous or whatever. Those
You
are
get
the
a
things
phone
I
call?
need to know. I don't wanna get a phone call. I'd rather know it beforehand, so I can correct it before it got out of here.
How did you go about monitoring all this?
It'll have.
Who's gonna monitor all this?
You can, all the ones that I saw that the state had, we could put a geofence around wherever we want them to be. If they were out of this area, it sends an alert, sends an email to you and tells you where they're at. If they're speeding, it sends you an alert. If they're reckless driving, you know, hard braking, acceleration, it'll send an email to you.
There'll be-
You will automatically know.
There'll be 2 points of access. If y'all want access, you can have it. Sheriff's Department, because they'll have the bulk of the vehicles. My office, it generates history. We're not gonna sit and watch it. I don't have the time for it. I don't think they have the time for it. But it generates a history, and if you need to look it up for a reason, you've had someone call and say, hey, your hand was in Chicago this weekend with the truck, that's as wild as I can get. We could check and see if it left, went up there. But otherwise, that's how it'll be monitored.
And I think from a law enforcement perspective, it'll also be tied into the new emergency dispatch center where they're trying to build so they know exactly and can dispatch closest to incident. So, I'm in favor of it. I think it just makes sense, so. But I agree with you, but then you get into county government and how things are done differently, and everybody is their own boss of their own. We need consistency there, I agree with you.
It's the whole unknowns that you don't know that's going on and they're going on. I'm not trying to watch anybody or catch somebody or do anything, but these information that works for you, that you might head the problem off before it became an accident or a gigantic problem. You should actually regulate it somewhat. You have to have that. You don't have the time to follow these guys all day long. You're not with them, so you don't know exactly. And I'll put the same perspective. Put one on my pickup. Hey, you see how I drive. I'm not afraid of it.
Well, and
That one pulled up all the time.
Yeah, you watch it.
then when you have something reported or need to question it, you can. That's the whole theory behind it.
And if the thing will pick up at 2 8.
Yes.
Is there a way we can fix it, like, especially for the commissioners, is that we could actually monitor our own own ones? I mean, I don't care about where the sheriff department's at, or
I don't wanna watch it.
as far as me myself,
If-
where Dee's
if-
hands are, I don't care.
If we're
But I'd
using-
like to know where mine is. That way, if I get a call, there's a tree in the road,
Yep.
I can pull them up and say, well, that vehicle's just down the road down there, so I can call them instead of having to call 2 or 3 of them to find somebody.
And they have an app for that too.
Yes,
so
I'd like
you
to,
bet.
if that's possible.
Absolutely. I'll double check it, but he told me we can have whoever we need to. And you guys certainly need it, if you want it.
The one I have experience with is a Ford Pass, which I'm sure is very similar to that, but basically it's an app and you can pull it up, you can see where every truck is moving, which would allow you to do in exactly that same situation. Hey, I know, truck 2 is over in this area.
I used to work with Northeastern a lot. Northeastern's, everything was a schedule. We're trying to get our loads in, and I go, man, we're about to run out of material. He'd look on his iPad and go, oh, that truck will be here in 3 minutes. He's just right around the corner. And it was the beauty of the information that you could get. You knew how long it was actually gonna take to get the job done, or you were in the middle of a process and you were afraid you were gonna run out of time, and you go, no, he's 3 minutes away, 2 minutes away. That's the beauty of this system too, for me.
All right. Any more questions, or do I would entertain a motion?
I make a motion that we contract with,
Cortex.
Cortex.
for asset tracking devices and for county vehicles and equipment.
I've got a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Edwards, a second by Commissioner Ray to approve contracting with Cortex for asset tracking devices for county vehicles and equipment. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That will move forward. Thank you, sir. Item 17, discussion and action to proceed with an RFP for independent audit of the FY 2025 financial statements.
It's that time again. We just, we've wrapped up all our audits for last year. We did a 3-year with Ide Bailey. We just need to go out for an RFP again and see what the proposals are. I think our total bill this year was 70-something thousand with our single audits. I think single audits were 15,000 by themselves. We're needing to expect that kind of stuff. So just a good idea to get a proposal again, and then we can pick, y'all can pick. I'll let y'all pick. How about that? Whoever you want to do the audit, but we can at least maybe send out to 3 or 4, also put it in the paper, that type of thing, and see what kind of prices come back. We're down to that. It's
It's already been 3 years.
it's been 3 full years. And we really don't have to. We don't have to do the 3 year, the 1 year. You can do year to year. It's always a good idea to get prices.
I've always been of the philosophy, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but in this situation, you need to change it every few years just to give a fresh set of eyes on things, I think.
Or at least see who's out there wanting it.
Sure, yeah. There's a lot of qualified ones. That's why we're doing a proposal rather than doing a qualification. And so just put it out and see who sends data in, and you guys look it over and pick somebody.
Perfect.
Well, I'll make a motion to proceed with the RFP for an independent audit for the FY 2025 financial statements.
Second.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Stevens, a second by Commissioner Buck to approve an RFP for independent audit of the FY 2025 financial statements. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We will get that rolling. Thank you, sir. Item 18, discussion and action to approve invoices presented for regular and reoccurring payment as presented by the county auditor and issue order to the county treasurer to disperse the funds. There are 5 packets available for you today. There is a Commissioner's Court packet in the amount of $675, $176, and 78 cents. In that packet, I am going to pull the payment to Heath Henderson in the amount of $12,500. It does not need to be approved today, so that'll make that total of that packet $662,676.78. A reoccurring payable packet of $3,990.92. A reoccurring payable packet of $105,849.32. A reoccurring payable packet of $24,509.66. And indigent for May of 2025 was $76,478.90. The total with that $12,500 out is $873,505.58. Do I don't want to throw you off, but I'm make a motion.
I'm gonna make a motion, we pay the bills less the
12.5.
12.5.
Perfect. Do I have a second? I second. I got a motion by Commissioner Buck, a second by Commissioner Edwards to approve the bills as amended. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That will do there. Item 19 is discussion and action to approve budget adjustments.
I have 2 special ones as well. So go
If you want to speak on those,
You bet. Let me
go first.
That'd be great. Thank you. So from time to time, we receive funds that we did not anticipate at the beginning of the year when we do the budget. It's, we typically don't bring in general revenues, things like that, that exceed what we thought. But in the case of, how do I want to term it, vehicle wrecks, insurance proceeds for buildings, that type of thing, we recognize that revenue so that we can also increase the associated claim fund, like the insurance claim where we replaced a vehicle, because that's not a normal part of repairs and maintenance. So I have 2 of these. One of them is insurance proceeds from TAC, Texas Association of Counties, for $43,516. All we do is increase the revenue account that we received it into, so it matches, because we didn't budget it. We also increase the expense account in the same manner, so it's a net increase. It really doesn't change the overall budget. And so we increase the revenue and expense for those proceeds. Part of it goes to insurance claims to acknowledge that amount. The other part goes to insurance claims, which is in the 560. It was a Tahoe, I believe, that was wrecked for $30,200, and the final part goes to workers' comp because it was also over at that point due to insurance proceeds. So these are all related insurance proceeds. We're applying them to those 2 accounts, or 3 accounts, with the revenue of $43,516, insurance claims $30,200, makes that account go back to 0 as far as being over budget, and then insurance workers' comp $13,316. And I can do the next one, and we can get them both at the same time. This is also a special revenue budget. These are in the local government code. They're for insurance proceeds, grants, those types of things that we don't obviously want to budget for, especially the car crashes and things. But in this case, we had $99,296 from the sale of salvaged vehicles. What we're going to do is increase the revenue account associated with that sale of fixed assets, and we're also going to increase the equipment capitalized and offset that revenue coming in. The equipment capitalized is not going to be used. It's almost $100,000 this year. We can encumber against it for our upfits for next year as long as we get them encumbered. So that might be a purpose of that. We'll talk about it if we decide to do that and make sure y'all are okay with it. So.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. The rest of the expenses that will be attached online are, again, net zero. I'll just go through the facilities, but it's literally as we're getting closer to the end of the year, just moving one money from one budget line item into another within that department. Facilities, county attorney, court reporter, precinct 2, elections, county treasurer, precinct 1, road and bridge, land development, justice of the peace 2, and facility staff, and non-departmental, which is IT software. And for the general public's knowledge, these being the minutes, it actually shows you exactly the reasoning. We've started where it shows the exact reasoning of why that expense is being moved. For example, just pick precinct 2, it's for fees for fuel man, credit cards, software costs, things of that are some examples that you'll see in there that we've got. So, do I have a motion to approve the budget adjustments?
I'll make a motion that we approve budget adjustments.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Edwards, second by Commissioner Bug to approve the budget adjustments as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Those are approved. Item 20 is closed executive session. I don't have a need. Does anybody on the court have a need? Item 20, no need for that. No need for item 21. We did not have executive session. Discussion and action on the burn ban. So we're 155. Before we start to be in trouble, what is that number generally? 600. Yep. So still good, still green. Yep. My yard's out of control. Yeah, thanks. Probably with lots of other people's. No action there. Discuss any new business.
I don't have any.
I'll get with Mickey and she'll get us set up on the time when we get the trailers for the tire disposals, and we'll let everybody know when those dates are.
Get that publicly. We can get that out to the paper and help us advertise it. Let people know. Absolutely. Nope. He's gone. All right. Couple of quick things I have. We did have a meeting on Wednesday with Encore. It was a Zoom meeting. They had several representatives on the call. They also had their engineering firm they used, Kimberly Half. I wish I could tell you that I got a lot more information, but I didn't. It was really just a, I will say they were very receptive to our concerns as we brought them up about if they come, where it goes. They were very open to our feedback. We sent them a lot of maps. Chris Brooks, our emergency management coordinator, sent them a lot of maps that we have had our consultants work on that kind of show our talk paths with every tower through Erath, Hood, and Somerville County that they use. So, and they asked us to stay engaged, and we absolutely will stay engaged with them on those communications so that we ensure there's no issues there. I've talked to several other county judges, neighboring county judges that have the same concern, so I know they're having those conversations with them as well. and we will keep you updated on anything that we have going forward with them. But it was a good meeting. It was probably about an hour long of good discussion of explaining, you know, our concerns that I think are very valid from there. So that's the update with Encore. I do see retired Chief Deputy Woodruff here, and so I know we had a wonderful ceremony for him, but I just want to thank him for his years of service to Erath County and all the great work he's done, and personally say that and put it into the record. We appreciate you. You've been a great partner for me and an asset for me, along with the whole Sheriff's Department, but we appreciate you. Absolutely. So, anything else? You're back in time.
In time, let's adjourn.
I second.
I got a motion by Commissioner Buck, a second by Commissioner Ray to adjourn. All in favor say aye. We're adjourned.
Rapid fire.